New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
And hello again, dear ones. Dr. Robert with you here on a Friday evening. It's 5 o'clock on the Mountain Time Zone, and that means it is time for the good news. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for tuning in. Please do hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Let your friends and family know what we're doing here, or check this out in the archives at any time over on our YouTube station. All right, into the good news. Hey, we've been following this story for a few years now, and you may all remember we talk about hero arms. These are bionic arms made by the Open Bionics Foundation. Well, this year, 3 children were awarded Christmas presents of their very own hero arms. Zoe Hampton Pigeon, Finley Jarvis, and Colette Baker were given the new life-changing hero arms on December 12th. This is all part of the work of Sarah Lockie. Sarah saw her daughter Tilly lose both hands to meningitis. Today, though, Tilly is a confident young woman who wears 2 hero arms daily. And she and her mom work together in this fundraiser every year called the Big Hero 3, which selects 3 random children across the United Kingdom to receive the prosthetic arms. Now, advanced intuitive robot and they're advanced, intuitive, robust, and light. The hero arm is the world's most affordable advanced multi-grip prosthetic arm, according to the Open Bionics Foundation. The hero arm is available in over 800 locations across the U.S., and this year, the Big Hero 3 campaign raised 20,000 British pounds. Other charities kicked in another 40,000 pounds, and that was enough for all 3 of the arms. Congratulations to all the children and to the Open Bionic Foundation for doing the good work that they're doing. And you know, folks, we get most of our stories over at the goodnewsnetwork.org. That's goodnewsnetwork.org. Please do feel free to drop over and give them some of the love and attention they deserve. They do a great job putting together many of the stories. We also feature a number of stories from sunnyskies.com. That's sunnyskies.com, one of our other main sources for good news stories. All right, back into it. Scientists have invented a tiny set of sensors that can help tailor the rehabilitation programs for those recovering from broken bones. Yeah, you heard that right. Proper rehabilitation is key to ensuring the natural repair process is carried out correctly, and these devices offer crucial feedback that let a doctor know how we're doing. Like, are you doing your PT or not? Developed by researchers at the University of Oregon, the sensors transmit real-time data about what's happening in an injury site after being implanted into the body. The team says that the sensors would allow physicians to monitor a patient's progress and adjust exercises along the way to ensure they're benefiting from the right amount of exercise. Professor Bob Goldberg says our data support early resistance rehabilitation as a promising treatment to increase bone formation, bone healing strength, and promote full restoration of mechanical properties to pre-injury levels. Woohoo! Wow. Break a bone, get some sensors, and expedite and help make sure the healing happens. I've never had it happen, but if you've ever heard a story of somebody that had to have a bone rebroken because it was set wrong, oh, good news on the horizon for everyone in that regard. Hey, here's a really heartwarming story that I found. When dozens of employees at Click Health said they wouldn't be able to hug loved ones over the festive season, the company created some magic to orchestrate sentimental reunions to surprise their team members. This is an amazing combination of AI and real life. The company created a video called Holiday Hugs, and what they did is they took they created AI video, deep fake video, basically, or not so deep because they told everybody about it. And they created AI video of them being able to hug the person that they wanted most to be able to hug or give a hug to that year. And it was all a setup, because as they would show the video to the person of what the AI had created, the person they wanted to hug would come into the room. One of the examples is Carrie Bocassi from New York, and watched an AI-generated hug with her sister Marlene. Now, Marlene, Marlene had moved to Virginia, and she had no expectation of seeing Marlene. However, as the video was rolling, Marlene was able to walk into the room, and the company had arranged this for many of their employees. Good work! Click Health. I don't even know who. I'm assuming that's a health insurance company or a health provider. And I'm going to say health provider. Insurance companies wouldn't spend that kind of money. Hey, let's talk just a little bit about something happening in the energy sector. This one's really important news as well as good news. An energy sector think tank has reported for the first time ever that the United Kingdom has used more renewable energy than fossil fuels over an entire calendar year. Now, fossil fuels only produce 97 terawatts of electricity, which amounted to 35% of the UK's total grid usage, which is a fall of 11% since 2021. Wind, solar, and hydropower reached a record high in 2024, generating 37% of UK electricity, with wind power nearly overtaking natural gas, and in fact did so during the first 3 quarters of 2024. Started to get a little cold, we went back on the gas. UK wind power is currently forecasted to generate 29% of UK electricity in 2024, totaling 82 terawatts. The numbers were published recently by Ember, which produces analysis on energy around the world. The renewable futures is here, said Ember senior energy and climate analyst Frankie Mayo. This long-awaited milestone is a testament to how much progress the UK has made, and it's time to seize the moment to cut reliance on expensive gas with new renewables, storage, and grid upgrades. With the phase-out of coal power completed this year, reducing gas use is the next big opportunity for the country, as he ended his remarks. Congratulations to the UK. Good work. I like that. Very, very good work cutting and replacing with renewable energies. Hey, folks, we need to take a quick break. Let a couple of our sponsors say hello, let you know a little bit more about some of the things happening here on New Thought Media Network. But please don't go away. I'll be back in just one more minute with more good news stories as we head into our weekend. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
New Thought Media Network, proudly presents the 2025 season for Nonviolence Meditation Series, January 31st through April 4th. Embrace nonviolence every day with our 64 unique video meditations. Join us at 6 a.m. Mountain Time or watch anytime on our YouTube channel. Featuring a collection of New Thought Voices, the 2025 season for Nonviolence Meditation Series. Only on New Thought Media Network, January 31st through April 4th.
Join our celebration of Black History Month. Only on New Thought Media Network. New videos every day at 6 a.m. Eastern Time or watch anytime on our YouTube channel. 28 unique Black History moments. Every day in February. Come join us as we celebrate Black History Month. Only on New Thought Media Network.
And we're back with more of the good news here on the New Thought Media Network. I'm Reverend Robert, your host, and for this evening's program, always a big shout out and a big thank you to all of the folks that host this program, Reverend Barbara Jean, Reverend Michael on occasion, and it's so good to be with you. And you know what? I want to know a little secret? It's my birthday. Thank you. It's fun to be able to do this, fun to be with you when I can on Friday evenings. Fun to know that together we are sharing the New Thought message out into the world and the good news. Coming back to North America here, a public-private partnership in Mexico just announced that the current population of thick-billed parrots is approximately 2,500 individuals. That's at the very least 10% higher than recorded 12 years ago. Now, this number was determined in a recent population survey in a protected area of the state in Chihuahua, where once upon a time this charismatic species roamed north into the United States. The thick-billed parrot is an emblematic species of the temperate forests in the Sierra Madre Occidental and once occurred in both Arizona and New Mexico. Since 1995, these species, listed in danger of extinction by the Mexican government, has been the subject of numerous studies and actions to protect and manage, while the mountain forests of which it depends have been the focus of extensive reforestation as well. The efforts were led by the National Commission of Protected Natural Areas and the civil organization Organización Vida Silvestre, along with the participation of local communities and other organizations in the U.S. and Mexico, were yielding encouraging results as demonstrating an increase in the population. Good news on the recovery for the thick-billed parrot. They are beautiful birds. And I never knew they were in New Mexico and Arizona. It'd be great to see that happen again, to see them return to that portion of North America. You know, folks, we are one human family, and that human family actually extends beyond the human. We are one, furry creatures and all, the winged creatures and all. And this next story helps us to see that, I think, even more. Now, we've reported on the tiger the restoration and conservation efforts for tigers in Russia before. This has all been going on since 2012 in the Pre-Amur region of Russia. More than a dozen members of the largest subspecies of the world's largest feline are now roaming the wilds once more. All of this is according to a recent study that looked at a number of foster or orphaned tiger cubs that were raised together at a UNESCO Natural Heritage Site. Now, the cubs had been kept in specifically designed enclosures where contacts with humans were kept to an absolute minimum in the attempts to rewild these animals eventually. And at appropriate ages, the cubs were offered live prey to learn how to hunt. Now, the Bronx Zoo and other partners advised on ways to raise and keep the cubs so they would not be dependent on human life. They were eventually released as subadults, at least 18 months old, in the Pre-Amur region of Russia. And something really interesting happened along the way. It would appear that Boris and Svetlana, the two tigers you're seeing on your screen, fell in love. Now, these are two of the 6 original orphans. They are unrelated, and they were released back in the wild back in 2014. Over the next year and more, the scientists watched the GPS collars of both the animals, and after a year or more, they were over 100 miles apart. Well, soon, Boris began walking in almost a direct straight line north, and day after day he continued until he had made it over 120 miles to Svetlana's den. And there they had a litter of kittens. The study represents a tantalizing new development in expanding the toolbox for conservationists to return tigers to that part of the world. And the team was scrupulous in preparing young cubs for life in the wild. No one expected this. It's a testimony to how really good things can happen, when you start working collaboratively, irrespective of nationality and politics. That's Dr. Miguel, part of the team that's been watching all of this. I think it is fabulous. We've got 2 tigers falling in love, and nothing will stand between them. Right on, right on. Hey, excuse me. This next story, I think, might make a lot of people really, really happy. Turns out that eating chocolate might help lower your type 2 diabetes. Actually, it does lower the risk of lower your risk. In a U.S. study of over 192,000 participants, 5 servings of dark chocolate a week were associated with a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Now, this was in direct contrast to milk chocolate, which was not associated with any protective effect whatsoever. It was actually linked to higher weight gain, which is not good. The study included 34 years of data on over 18,000 incidences of type 2 diabetes, pointing to how dark chocolate, particularly the kind with 70% cacao or more, can be part of a healthy diet. Everyone should understand that the study is the most fertile soil for a phenomenon in science literature known as the healthy user bias. I had not heard of this, but it makes a lot of sense to me. Simply put, people who care about looking after themselves are more likely to select dark chocolate because of its lower sugar content. And the people that would choose milk chocolate are generally less bothered about their overall sugar intake and aren't too concerned about what chocolate is available. So, of the 192,000 participants, many were nurses and health practitioners, which were also well aware of the risks of added sugar in the diet. Even though the authors of the study published in the British Medical Journal report to have adjusted the results for diet, personal, and lifestyle factors, the healthy user's bias can manifest in other ways. And the diets of the individuals were gathered from food frequency questionnaires, which are notorious for participants entering what they imagine or want to perceive themselves as eating. So, if you believe it works, it's going to work. And if you believe it don't, it won't. Dark chocolate, 5 servings a week. Nowhere in my article did I find what a serving is. Let's go with a half an ounce. How's that sound? I don't know. Is that too much? Good news in the world of dark chocolate. I love it. All right, folks, we've got to take one more quick break. I need one more breath of and a little sip of water, but we're going to be right back with more good news, including this week's Hero of the Week. You don't want to miss that. Come back and be with us again real soon, right after these messages.
New Thought Media Network proudly presents the 2025 Season for Nonviolence 64-day meditation series, January 30th through April 4th. New meditations published daily at 6 a.m. Eastern Time on our YouTube channel. Join us as we carry the vision of a world that works for all. Only on New Thought Media Network. Learn more at www.ntmedia.org.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Om Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for being part of the New Thought Media Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring. Yes. Thank you to all of our organizational sponsors and individual donors. It's thanks to folks and organizations like you that we're able to bring the good news out into the world and all of the programming here on New Thought Media Network. I hear it every week. I hear it every day. We are changing the vibe. And this year, New Thought Media Network, we're raising the vibe in 2025. Stay with us and be part of what's coming. It's going to be a great year here at New Thought Media Network, raising the vibe in 2025. So excited for that. All right, let's get back into the good news. Here's one to warm your heart. A man who collapsed in a McDonald's from cardiac arrest has become a lifelong friends with the Good Samaritan who saved his life. 70-year-old Paul Myers was in the fast food restaurant a year ago when his heart stopped. Luckily for him, Brian Harris walked inside at just that moment and was immediately on the scene. Performing CPR and eventually using a defibrillator, he restarted Myers' heart before an ambulance took him to the hospital. Determined to shake the hands that kept blood pumping to his brain, Meyer took to social media in an effort to find and meet Harris. The York Press has reported they've met up around 3 times since then and have become lifelong friends. Recalling the moment when he began performing CPR, Harris said, "I fought hard. I wasn't going to give up. I was determined. I was going to fight for his life." Myers added that he is eternally grateful that Brian saved his life, but says that it's been really difficult to think of a way to thank him. When we met up the first time, he got there before me and said, "Mr. Myers, it's good to see you alive." The only words I could give him were "thank you." Myers has no memory of the incident and says he was on his way to a church meeting in the morning when he realized he was struggling for breath. He knew that if he didn't sit down, he would fall down, so he decided to go into a McDonald's to take rest. Harris was on a break from his job at the local railway station and was nearing the restaurant. Then a woman came around the corner saying, "I think there's a man having a stroke." Harris said Myers' pulse was barely discernible and he was clearly struggling to breathe. Rather than losing it all, Myers came out the other side with a new friend and hopefully for both of them, a more intense exercise regimen. Yes, gentlemen, good news. I love these stories. We don't have to think about it. When the time is right, we act. And when we know what to do, we know what to do. And sometimes we just know what's the right thing to do. Here's a story of a deaf couple known for their selfless acts of kindness despite facing their own hardships, and they were recently surprised by a secret Santa with gifts to ease their struggles and honor their generosity. Kent and Marlene have always been known for their boundless generosity and selflessness, even when facing their own challenges. Both are deaf they have recently endured the hardships of losing their jobs. However, instead of focusing on their own struggles, they continue to devote their time to uplifting others in need. One of their regular acts of kindness is spending every Monday cleaning the home of a 97-year-old deaf woman. Their dedication ensures that she lives in a clean, safe environment, and a gesture that speaks volume about their compassionate heart. Their former colleagues, who cherish them deeply, often recall how Kent and Marlene fostered inclusivity at work, and they patiently taught sign language to anyone willing to learn, creating warm connections with those around them. Now, unbeknownst to the couple, their unwavering kindness had caught the attention of a secret Santa. Nate Eaton, a journalist with the East Idaho News, arrived at their home with a camera crew and a sign language interpreter to deliver an incredible surprise. Marlene and Kent were visibly stunned when Nate revealed the first part of their $1,000 worth of gas gift cards and $2,000 worth of grocery gift cards. But the surprises didn't stop there. Nate handed Marlene a box containing a check for $2,000 to help with the financial needs. The couple's heartfelt gratitude, expressed through smiles and hugs, resonated deeply with everyone who witnessed the moment. What a great ripple effect. What a great story. Inspiring. And you have to pay it forward, folks. Yeah. These folks have given everything, and in the darkest of moments are lifted up by those in their circle. What a great story. Oh, I love these types of stories. Hey, you know what? We are there. We are at that point where we get to look at one of our heroes, and I've lost my intro. There it is. It's time for our hero of the week. A relaxing family outing at a movie theater quickly turned into a life-saving mission for retired fire captain Danny Moreno. Moreno, who has over 3 decades of experience in fire and EMS services, was enjoying Moana 2 with his wife and granddaughter when he heard a desperate cry for help. Does anybody here know CPR? A few rows away, 6-year-old Mosey Hannah had collapsed. She has a heart condition known as supraventricular tachycardia, SVT, which can cause sudden and dangerous changes in heart rate. Mosey's mother, Allison, shared that the family's movie outing was part of a long-awaited gathering of friends and children. And when she was arranging everybody into seats, getting snacks organized, her daughter collapsed. She said, "We keep an eye on the SVT. It sometimes makes her heart race. Usually she's able to tell us when it's happening, but this time she didn't say a thing." Moreno climbed over several rows of seats to reach Mosey. And I remember he just said, "I know what to do. It's okay." Hannah handed her daughter to Moreno, who carried her to the bottom of the stairs and began CPR. Emergency responders arrived shortly after to transport Mosey to the hospital. Thankfully, Mosey was discharged later that evening without any complications. Hannah expressed her gratitude on social media, which led to the two families meeting for dinner last week. It was terrifying and the worst thing ever, but everything happened so perfectly, Hannah said. God, fate, anything you want to call it. Danny was a literal angel who was in the exact right place at the right time. And we agree. Danny Moreno, on behalf of New Thought Media Network, you are our hero of the week. Thank you, sir, for being a part of the human population. It means a lot. Well, there it is, folks. There's ours. Good news for this week. I want to thank you again for being with us, being part of the New Thought Media Network family. Please do share, like, subscribe, do all those things. If you're already a financial supporter of this network, hey, thank you so much. And if not, a good a good donation at the end of the year, please consider joining, adding New Thought Media Network to your year-end giving. I'm Dr. Robert. I'm going to go get this frog out of my throat. I wish you all the best. Stay tuned. Just a half an hour. It's Reverend Michael Mangus in the Fireside Chat at 6. Until next time, I wish you peace and richest blessings. Bye now.